Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Get Much Higher Podcasts. Got an actual podcast for you. This does not happen nearly as often as it should. We never do podcasts. This one is actually about hip hop, though, and I like this a lot because we've waited 3 fucking years for the life of Pablo. We thought it was gonna be So Help Me God, then we thought it was gonna be switched. Then Waves Now Life of Pablo.
The life of Pablo.
Here.
Yep, it's finally here. We just reviewed it.
We did just review
and it was a great review. You should check that out if you haven't seen that already. But the album itself was amazing.
Oh my gosh!
Like a piece of art that is just so different from anything I've ever seen or heard.
It's gonna cut you off when you put your drink down.
Yeah.
Don't do it loud.
Also,
right by the mic, and I didn't think about that.
So
shit. But you were.
Thank you. What I was saying was it's a piece of artwork that is unrivaled. And maybe I'm praising it too much just because it came out like literally a few days ago, and I've heard it maybe like 3 or 4 times now. And I'm really like hyped up about this album and excited about it and like in love with it. I get that, but at the same time, like it's his best piece of work overall.
Yeah, I think this tops My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and that was my favorite album before now.
Yeah, like that was definitely his best album before this one.
I'm just gonna show this off to show people how much of a stan I am. That says Runaway, but no, that actually has nothing to do with Kanye. It's a part of a.
What does it say?
This is Runaway. Yeah, but okay, I gotta talk about this actually for a second because it's a podcast I'm allowed to. Okay, this is not me and Kanye West. This is throughout all my life, throughout any significant part of my life, I'm gonna get my favorite song at the time tattooed on my life. So I'm like 50 and I've got Alex's Greatest Hits, and it's like, yes, I got this one when I got accepted to a school, got this one when I graduated to school, got this one when I divorced my first husband, and like all these different things. I'm straight though. I have a girlfriend.
That's why you had to get a divorce, because you were straight.
I was like, fuck.
I always thought because you run away from all your problems.
There's actually also that.
Yeah.
And, But I was gonna say something. What were we talking about?
We're talking about the life of Pablo.
Oh yeah,
and how great of an album it was.
I've listened to this 9 times through so far. Got nine listen throughs, and my point of view on this is that it's not a. I didn't even cover mine. It's not a hip hop album. It is an autobiography of a hip hop artist, and it's a canvas, and he's taken all of what he's learned and put it into this one piece of work and just told his story. And that's why it's a life of Pablo, whether it be Escobar or Picasso or...
Picasso is what he meant.
I think it was actually a little bit of both.
Really? Because
think about it. He's Escobar to the press, the media. He's Escobar to most people that know about Kanye West. Fucking hate the dude. Escobar, right? But him in his actuality being a creative fucking genius, Picasso.
Pablo Picasso for sure. Like, I want to say ironically here, but I don't know if it's the right word, but the album cover on this is one thing I wanted to discuss with you, because I know you're a massive Kanye West fanboy and you like anything.
I'm not a massive fanboy.
You like anything.
He's my favorite rapper.
You like anything he regurgitates.
Not true.
Everything.
I hated facts.
You love Yeezy Season 1.
I don't love it. I think it was a unique idea.
Anyone who doesn't think it was whack loves it.
I don't love it.
Okay.
I don't even like it that much. I accept it as a piece of art.
Yeah, okay. It is a piece of art. Exactly. I accept everything as a piece of art.
You have to respect everything.
Yes, for sure. Everything that takes time and effort, you gotta respect. But the album cover on this one, I mean, he's referencing Pablo Picasso, who I think he's really talking about, is because you pointed out, you made that great point about the different albums that the last few albums that he made were based on the different eras of Pablo Picasso's artwork.
Want to talk about that?
We'll touch on that. Let me just get to this album cover, though. It's a very peculiar album cover to me.
Had a lot of different alternative ones too.
There was like the one with the. I've seen the one with the page.
Yeah.
Being used as a thumbnail for the album as well. Just the page with the track list, the one that he tweeted out, and this one with the orange background and the life of Pablo written, 50 times on the cover. And he's got the picture of the blonde chick with the big booty, and then he's got his family.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's his parents' wedding or something like that.
Yeah, and it's literally, and like that cover art in its own shows the story of the life of Pablo. It goes from Kanye as a little boy at his parents' wedding to Big Booty Bitches, where he is now.
That's literally where he is right now.
Yeah.
But I visually, when I look at it, I don't necessarily like the album cover. It's a little off-putting. It's a little like rough to look at, and it's nothing like the album itself. Like, you know, when you look at the album cover for Yeezus, that's exactly what you have on the inside. For me, College Dropout, late Registration, Graduation's album cover, all beautiful. Like, they're all beautifully set, beautifully like beautiful pieces of art on their own, and then the albums are like, they go with it. They fit the theme. But this is not like a nice piece of art.
I completely agree with you, but I think this has something to do with what I was talking to you about earlier.
I never listened.
I genuinely think that Kanye is not in a good place right now at all, and I think that
he's confused.
No, like,
he needs Jay-Z to tell him what to do again.
I mean, Jay-Z still tells him what to do, kind of.
I don't think anyone tells Kanye what to do.
I mean, Kanye knew that everybody hated Tidal, but he's releasing his album as a Tidal-only feature for at least a week, and he's made Tidal the #1 app in the world, where previously nobody had it on their phones at all.
He's a part owner of Tidal as well, though.
I mean, yeah, but that still sounds like Jay-Z going, "Hey, Kanye, can you do me a favor?" And Kanye going, "Sure, Jay."
Sure, Jay. That's what he calls him.
Yeah, Kanye, like, okay, the dude is, I'd go as far to say as he's a creative genius. I don't believe everything he says, and when he says, I'm the best, he never actually listened to that, but I would say he's a creative genius. I think that's a lot.
I would agree with you 100%. From the first time I listened to College Dropout back in 2004 or whatever it was, when he was Pink Polo Kanye, I thought he was a genius back then. He was my favorite artist at that time.
But he's always been crazy, which is fine, because he's creative. Very creative people are also pretty crazy.
Not all of them.
Usually, right? Like, that's just, like, that's a common trait, right?
Yeah.
But I think now it's actually, I don't think Kanye's okay with it anymore. Or at least he's okay with it and he's accepted it, but it's affecting him much more negatively than it has previously. Like, on this album, on FML, it's you ain't never seen nothing crazy than this, when he's off his Lexi Pro, literally talking about antidepressants. He's talking about wanting counseling on this album. He was an interview with one of his close friends. The guy was literally saying, yeah, like, I want Kanye to get some counseling, but he's not feeling it. And, like, Kanye's always been crazy and weird on Twitter, but, like, straight up being like, hey, I'm $15 million in debt. Mark Zuckerberg, please help me. And, like, we've had at least 5 of those tweets now.
That's bizarre.
He was asking all of his followers to contact Mark Zuckerberg in any way possible because Kanye wants to change the world.
That's so bizarre to me, though.
Yeah.
Like, that is, like
Kanye,
he's always been eccentric and unusual, but this is eccentric and unusual, like, his personality, but then it's also, like, the events are not looking good. And like, if he's actually $15 million in debt, that doesn't add up. And
I think this also adds to the Picasso thing. Picasso was fucking crazy.
Was he?
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Yeah, like, near the end. Like, near the end of his reign as, like, the artist, putting out all these crazy fucking pieces.
Yeah, you were saying he went, like, his art changed to becoming more, like,
which is
dark.
Yeah, which is like what we're saying. We can touch on that now, I guess.
Yeah,
Kanye's last 3 albums previous to this, we'll start with 808s and Heartbreak would be the Picasso Phase 1, where it's very, very, very intimate, very emotional.
Introspective.
Yeah, and then right after that, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's a little more
beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's relevant. It's refined. And then Phase 3, Yeezus. Literally, one of the descriptions of the third phase of Picasso is distortion. Mm-hmm. Everything he does is distorted. You can't really tell what a lot of the pictures are. That's what Yeezus is. Nobody knew. It wasn't music when it first came out.
It was sharp.
Yeah, people didn't look at Yeezus like it was music at first. And now, so that is the life of Pablo. Mm-hmm. And all of those are covered on this album along with the other albums. But, like, now we have this album.
Now, how much of that, like, when you mentioned him talking about Lexi Pro and talking about needing, therapy and needing antidepressants and all that, how much of that do you think is real things from his life that he's actually going through and actually maybe needing Lexapro and needing antidepressants and shit like that, or do you think it's just like something he talks about just to add effect to these songs? Like, how much do you? Because he is known to just say things just to add effect to music, like, you know, to add effect to lyrics.
Yeah, and like one of the first rules of being a fan of Kanye is to not believe anything he says. But I think he's always had problems with women. Yeah, like, I'll go up and say that Amber Rose, first of all, that's not anybody's perfect idea of a lady. Amber Rose.
No disrespect.
No, of course not. But whenever he talks,
we ain't slut shaming over here.
Whenever he talks about a girl in a song, she's a bitch, not a girl.
Yeah.
And he said in hip hop, bitch is like it's a nice word to use as a girl, but
it's
like,
a term of endearment.
Yeah, he literally said term of endearment. No, it's fucking not.
No.
It means bitch. Like,
bitch means bitch.
I think Kanye's always had problems with girls, and now he's surrounded by the Kardashians.
Yeah.
And I'd say Kim Kardashian, fantastic businesswoman. I think she's actually smart as fuck. I respect her, but I do think that being around that whole family has probably drove him a little crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, I was saying this earlier. Every male who's come in contact with that family, like lived with that family, and Kanye has, they just go bonkers. Nothing against what Bruce Jenner has done. If he's really found himself as Caitlyn Jenner and becoming a woman, all power to him, all respect. But I mean, he was the greatest athlete in America at one point in time. And he was a symbolism for masculinity and testosterone. And he ended up chopping his dick off, deballing himself, and now he's a woman. That's a little peculiar, unusual behavior. And he's gone through tons of emotional stress and emotional like changes beyond that, beyond the struggle between man or woman. The brother, Rob Kardashian, I'm not sure if he has any kind of disorders or any kind of like medical condition, psychological disorder or anything like that, because I know the way that they treat him, they're kind of sensitive around him. And don't ask me if I watch the show or not. I don't watch the show, but I have seen it quite a bit. I have a girlfriend. She watches it sometimes. But anyways, Rob Kardashian seems off to me. I don't know if he's got any sort of like actual medical condition, but he is very off. He's a weird person. And who's the other guy? Scott Disick, who has a lot of issues himself, and he seems to be like the most put together out of all these guys that have come in contact with that family.
The dude's still fucked.
Yeah, he's he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got his own issues and things like that. But like, I feel like that could be from hanging out with the Kardashians a lot. Lamar Odom smoked crack and fucked strippers, and well, I guess that's not that bad. But
Tyga,
he almost died from boner pills and coke.
Tyga is a shitty rapper.
Yeah, and that's all because he hangs out with Kylie Jenner.
It has to be. I mean, she's a babe, but like
she is a babe, but she's
still tied with the Kardashian family, right? Yeah. She's 18. I'm fucking 18. Why is it an issue?
Oh yeah.
Why is it a problem for me?
Well, I don't have sex with you.
On camera.
Never ever. Never ever until next year. And then now Kanye, he's always been crazy, but I mean, in the past few years, it looks like he's gone to a darker place, because Amber Rose was back when he was doing Touch the Sky. You know, that was back on Late Registration, I think.
Yeah, like 808s was about
Amber Rose. So like, he hasn't really talked about her since 808s on a song or out publicly in an interview or anything like that.
Well, Blame Game from My Beautiful Darkest Fantasy.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, it's a really good. I don't like.
And I also love the Chris Rock part after that.
See, I
fucking love that. That's the funniest thing I've heard.
See,
ever.
I like it, and I think it's really funny. But I have a problem when I need a playlist for music and I want to hear the song.
Yeah, okay.
But then
make it a separate track. I know what you mean. Yeah.
If that was an intermission, I'd be super cool with it. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't know.
The best ever though. Like that was so fucking.
If
funny.
That was an intermission, that would be my favorite intermission of all time.
Oh, so fucking good. It's like who taught you to repulse that pussy?
Yeah.
Easy taught me, and it's fucking hilarious. I recommend you check that out. Yeah. But as far as like Amber Rose, she's way in the past. Like she's way in the past. Like 08, 09, you know, and he shouldn't be talking about her anymore.
I think it's the Khalifa thing because he dissed Amber Rose on this album.
But he shouldn't be even talking about her, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, do you talk about your fucking exes all the time? Like, dissing them, making fun of them?
That's true.
Like, you're over it.
He does, like I said, he has problems with women as a generalization.
Yeah, and that's very, very evident in his music. And, like, he went on, like, where did he go? Like, Hot 97, or I think he was on The Breakfast Club. Like, not the time he blew up at Charlemagne, but, like, the time that him and Charlemagne were good. And he made the comments about taking 30 showers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why are you talking about Amber Rose in that light? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're creating controversy. You're creating this backlash that you know that's going to come from Amber Rose. You know, and then that was right around the time Amber Rose was in the news for doing those big protests in New York for slut shaming and all that stuff. And he was like straight out there like slut shaming her, like he was bitter or something like that. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's got some major issues when it comes to that chick, and I don't even understand why, because she is hot, but she doesn't look like, she's not like who you would want to. I don't know.
Like, she's admirable, but not like
that ass is that ass. Like, you know. Yeah. It is what it is.
But like, you wouldn't want to do anything with it. You might want to like jiggle it a bit.
I mean, it's fun, like, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's not something you want to obsess over and make hit records over.
Like, I might play with their butt, but like, I don't think I'd go any further than that. Anyway, have you seen what Kanye's been tweeting today?
Not today.
Was it today or
I was
it
on
yesterday?
news today.
You talk about. I just fucking forgot what I was saying.
Well, you mentioned that he was tweeting, and when I heard this, I thought it was a joke. Like, my cousin told me about him asking Mark Zuckerberg for money over Twitter. And I'm like, this makes no fucking sense. Oh, and I told him that he's fucked up for believing that. And then you come to me today and you tell me the same thing, and I'm just like, what?
Let's see if he's tweeted anything while here. I'm gonna open up his fucking Twitter right now. But in the meantime, he said that he is not going to retire until he has 100 Grammys, and he's not going to go to the Grammys this year unless they tell him beforehand that he's won Album of the Year.
All the power to him. I feel like he deserved Album of the Year when he did Graduation.
I think he does. I think
Late Registration deserved Album of the Year. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy deserved Album of the Year, which he did win Best Rap Album.
Yeezus definitely did. We still talk about that today.
Yeezus did not deserve Album of the Year. Not Album of the Year. Because
what else came out
that year? I think, what's their face won. And they had a great album, Daft Punk. Random Access Memory.
Oh, shit.
The Robot Dudes. Yeah. They did the album with Pharrell. And that, I'm forgetting his name, that guitar dude. Like, that was a really good album.
Okay,
better than Yeezus.
I'm gonna read off everything he's tweeted today.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay,
cup of coffee in the big time.
Okay, we're gonna go into the single digits. Here, okay.
And tell these people the date.
So today is 3 hours ago.
What's the date?
Oh, it is the
February 15th.
15th of February, 2016. Okay, 3 hours ago. I just feel rich people are always too cool to ask for help trying to impress each other at dinner parties. I want to help the world and I need help to do it. I am an artist and I care about humanity. Yes, I am personally rich and I can buy furs and houses for my family, but I need access to more money in order to bring more beautiful ideas to the world. If I spend my money on my ideas, I could not afford to take care of my family. I am in a place that so many artists end up. Also, for anyone that has money, they know the first rule is to use other people's money. I could not have done the MSG without Adidas World, but I'm telling you his English is awful. What I'm telling you is that was just a small sketch for what I will bring to you. There are people who support artists and philanthropists, and I think the idea of being a celebrity a lot of times blocks the understanding of what my purpose is. I am of service to this world with my art, and I just want to serve more. I am ultralight beaming right now, so many people have called or emailed to help today, hedge fund guys, billionaires, etc. I know I confuse you guys sometimes, but please bear with me. This is a God dream. Oh, God, there's more. But if a self-proclaimed cockiest person in the world can lay his personal business on the line, then please, people, see my heart. No matter what level you're at in life, there is still a struggle and a balance, art, family, perception, friends, family, politics, and the fucking manipulators. People wanted me to tweet again. Well, here's some tweets.
I have a lot to say about that.
Okay.
First of all, what I take away from that is listen to the album again. It's great advertising for the album.
Yeah.
It makes me want to listen to that. The ultralight beaming again makes me want to hear that song. 2, very, very weird to be saying all these things over Twitter.
He's too old to use Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, there's older people who use Twitter very well.
But yeah, but like
very, very well.
There's still
we know a few who use Twitter.
It's not an exact. It's not an exact age. It's just it's
a mentality.
It's a mentality.
He doesn't get Twitter.
Yeah.
The same way that like Spazzy D or Sean Manuel get Twitter.
Yeah. Well, nobody knows Twitter like Sean Manuel knows. Twitter. He's the fucking god of Twitter.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. He doesn't get Twitter in that way. Like like his management team, Rock Nation, should stop him from tweeting. Because
I don't know about that.
He can say all the things that he's saying right now, but do that in a podcast, do that in an interview, do that maybe write this to, whatever big website that you want to be, contributing to, right? Like if you want to write something to Vice or Complex or BET, somebody who covers hip hop, go on Sway. Sway will have you any day, man. Go on the Breakfast Club, go somewhere.
I don't think he could physically ask for money on the Breakfast Club without being memed out by Charlemagne, but yeah.
No, but I mean, like, at least say these things, like, at least these ideas, these thoughts that he's having. He wants to express himself. He's such an emotional person. He needs to express himself at all times, and that's what Twitter is for him. But it may not be something that, like he's spazzing out on Twitter. Like, it may not be something that he should be doing. He's doing this Taylor Swift shit all over Twitter. And I don't know about that. Like, it's just kind of sad to me, but it also makes me want to listen to the album. It's kind of a weird complex.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get my 10th listen through when I get home after reading that.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, it makes me wonder if he's actually serious about Kanye 2020, because if he's thinking about the future and him being president,
I mean,
this is not the presidential material. This is all going to be used against him.
It's like I said, never believe anything Kanye says.
Can I play a little game with you?
Absolutely.
We're going to play Kanye Would You Rather.
Okay.
Easy one to get started going here. Kanye West or Donald Trump as your president?
Kanye.
I mean, not your president. We live in Canada. We're Canada. We're far away from America as far as politics go and their laws and whatnot. But still means a whole lot to Canada who the president is. Canada still means a whole lot to Canada who the president of Americana is. Americano is. And so you say Kanye over Trump?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to agree with you there. That was the easy one. That was a little warm-up. Now, if you were up-and-coming artist, you were a rapper, producer, let's just say you got the skill set of J. Cole.
Okay.
Right? And you have a choice. You could either sign with Good Music, or you could sign and Good Music, and you're going to be completely under the management, tutelage, and mentorship of Kanye West. Or
it's just a label, though. Like, they don't actually.
Let's just say, like, you're. Who does he mentor? Vic Mensa.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Like.
But Vic Mensa is signed to Rock Nation.
Yeah.
Rock Music. He is like.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
But if you had the choice to sign with Jay-Z and have the same opportunities from Jay-Z, or sign with Kanye West, who do you sign with?
Jay-Z.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think like you're gonna meet Kanye either way, and I think definitely if you're a musician and you have the opportunity to.
This is really weird because I would sign with Kanye.
Really. So I think if you have, you just need to get in a lane in which you can socialize with Kanye and just let some of his fucking aura spill onto you.
But I feel like if you sign directly with Kanye, you have direct access to him. You know what I mean? Like, he will treat you like his son. You know? Like, if you're signing with Rock Nation, and then you're trying to use Kanye as a producer, like, I don't know if he would give you his best beats.
But here's the deciding factor, though. Good Music is just a label on a CD. they're not actually gonna manufacture your music and get it out there like Rock Nation is.
Rock Nation is saying, Rock Nation, it barely produces albums anymore, right? Because of Tidal, because of all these things. Rock Nation has a few artists, but I think Rock Nation is still tied in with Def Jam the same way. We should be able to fact check this. We should. I think Rock Nation is still tied into Def Jam the way that Good Music is tied into Def Jam. Where like Def Jam's doing the distribution and all that stuff and producing albums, and Good Music is the brand.
Good Music doesn't have any distribution though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Def Jam is doing the distribution for the albums and all that stuff.
Okay, if there's confirmed distribution and like it's not like, then yeah, I'd probably go with Kanye. But like the deciding factor, really, I thought you were trying to be like, okay.
Well, it's just like either you're.
Okay, what am I fact checking? Sorry.
Who does Rock Nation's distribution? I'm pretty sure Rock Nation is with Def Jam though. But the loophole here is, the deciding factor for me is, I would sign with Kanye. I would be with Kanye's label and make music through him and use him as my executive producer for every project I make. But I would sign for my management with Rock Nation. Get the best of both.
Okay, we've got. Let's go to the Wikipedia of Rock Nation.
Yeah.
In 2009, Rock Nation signed a 4-year contract with
Live Nation.
Sony.
Oh, Sony. So Sony does distribution, which is pretty cool because Sony's in Canada.
Let's go publishing. Doesn't say label. Doesn't say. Literally doesn't say management. It's a lot of managers. Literally doesn't say.
Oh, well, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
We'll get that later. I wish we had Calvin the intern here.
Fuck. Calvin's never here when you need him.
Fuck that guy, but whenever you don't need him, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like all over the place. He's just like, yo, what's up?
3 a.m. in my auntie's basement, I'm trying to jerk off, and he's in my fucking window.
He's like, yo, wanna go for a hoot?
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous. All right, but yeah.
More Kanye, would you rather? Fuck, I always slam that thing down there. If you're Kanye, if you are Kanye, would you rather Amber Rose as like a side piece?
Okay.
You're not committed to her.
Okay.
Or would you rather remain married to Kim Kardashian, but...
Kim Kardashian's butt?
No, I'm saying you're married to Kim Kardashian, but
okay,
you have to live with the Kardashian family for the duration of the marriage. Or you have to be single, but you get Amber Rose as a side piece.
I'm gonna go with Kim Kardashian.
You're gonna live with the Kardashians.
Straight up, just
straight up. Me too. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'll go crazy, but I'm gonna be living next to fucking. Like, I'm gonna be living with the Kardashians. They're gonna take care of me, man. They're always gonna have Oreos in the fridge. They're always gonna have fucking beers in the basement.
Yeah, Kylie Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, Kim
Holy
Kardashian.
Fuck. Imagine like the next room over is like Kendall Jenner, because Kylie's like junk now.
What if Kim? Like, I'm 18, right? So Kim one night she might be like, "Hey Kanye," who's now 18 for some reason. This is kind of weird because I'm almost 40. How would you like to have a foursome with Kylie and Caitlyn? Like, I assume that happens. Like,
Kylie and Caitlyn?
Yeah.
Caitlin's fucking Bruce Jenner, dude.
Oh, my bad. Who's the other
Kendall.
one? Kendall.
You know what? Fucking Kendall Jenner's pretty hot.
Kendall Jenner? I don't think she's as hot as Kylie.
You know what? I'd take over Kylie, because Kylie just like, if you look at all those pictures and all those memes that show like Kylie Jenner like 2 years ago before she was famous to like now, you realize that like she's a completely different looking person. Like she looked like the actual twin of Kendall, which she is the twin of Kendall. But like she actually looked like twins next to Kendall, and then now she looks like a different Kardashian.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she like her butt's different.
All I know is
her lips are different. Her eyes are different. Like, she's banging. Don't get me wrong.
On Reddit.com/r/Kanye, from the second the album was supposed to drop, like it turned 12 a.m. and it was like, "Okay, today's the day." everybody was shit posting until the album dropped, and of course the album was delayed by 2 days. Yeah. So for 2 days straight, people were just posting these stupidest things, and none of the mods were doing anything about it. And there was this inside joke in the subreddit that's still alive today, where like, if Kanye is about to release something but hasn't, everybody plays Kendall or Kylie. And everybody was just posting pictures of Kylie saying Team Kylie or pictures of Kendall saying... That's hilarious. And like, we had like a 2 day straight war on who was the best.
Oh my god.
That was awesome.
That's hilarious. Yeah. The fucking internet these days, like especially Reddit, like, I know there's some people who filter through that shit and say like, this is important, this is not. But I mean, like, for the most part, it's like the Wild Wild West. You can just do whatever the fuck you want.
Pretty much.
Back to the album though.
Yeah. Back
to the album, The Life of Pablo. Your favorite track on the album? You say it's
Wolves.
Wolves, yeah.
But it's more tied with FML than it should be. Mm-hmm. FML is like second place, but almost first place.
FML,
but it would be like the biggest fucking gap between the two if Vic Mensa was on Wolves. I love Wolves, but
I love the original, like what they performed.
I think that was better.
Yeah. And
I actually, like, I'll show you.
Like, the Vic Mensa verse.
I downloaded a song.
Not even verse,
I'll play it here and we can cut it a bit, actually. But, actually, I can play it as a portion of it, can't I?
Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, when we're critiquing it.
Oh, do you want to critique it?
We are critiquing it.
Okay. So this is I made it like track number 19 bonus that has Saya, Vic Mensa, and Frank Ocean on it, and somebody combined their live performance on this.
Yeah.
So it's like starts off, and then Saya, Kanye rappers, Vic Mensa, Frank Ocean, and like, yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, like Vic Mensa, like, he just sounds really good in that song.
Yeah.
Like his voice is the way I guess his flow. It's not really rapping, but I guess his flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Frank Ocean stuff is good, but I mean, it's not. It's not the best Frank Ocean.
I hope.
I wish they used Frank Ocean on like a different song, where they do like a separate song that sounds like Frank Ocean with Kanye on it.
I think the perfect thing to do would be make Wolves the original Saya and Vic Mensa song, and then as a bonus track on the album, make it the new Wolves that has the rap verse and Frank Ocean on the end. That should be a bonus track.
Yeah, that'd be a good way.
That'd also be a really cool way of teasing Frank Ocean.
That'd be really.
Everybody's thirsty for shit.
Yeah, man, Frank Ocean's so good.
Yeah.
Like, he's got such a good voice. Like, motherfucker drinks olive oil or some shit.
But
like straight.
Back to Vic Mensa. Like the singing we get on that live performance of Wolves, or the live performances of Wolves, it's something that we never got on in a tape, whatever that was called. Great mixtape, loved that actually. But we never got singing like that on that. And I'm really hoping that on Traffic, which is like his up and coming project, I really hope he sings on that like he does
Vic
on
Mensa's?
Yeah. Actually, have I told you about that album?
No.
It's called Traffic. It was gonna be called Traffic, and basically every song is based off of like a different train at the station, like going off in like a. So like every song is a different train and has.
So every train goes to a different neighborhood, like a different
neighborhood, different feeling, different emotion, different story,
different side of town.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool concept. I like concept albums and shit.
Too. Yeah, concept albums are my favorite types.
So that was your favorite song on the album. What was your favorite beat on the album? There's a lot of like interesting beats.
I think my favorite is Fade.
Fade, yeah.
And then second favorite is Wolves. Third favorite is Feedback.
Yeah.
And those are my top three.
Yeah. I would go Fade, Feedback, and then maybe Highlights.
Highlights is crazy.
Yeah. Or the 30 for 30.
Oh, 30 hours.
30 hours. Why did I think 30 for 30? 30 for 30 is a documentary series that fucking ESPN does.
I thought you were thinking about Back to Back.
Yeah, I probably was. Yeah, 30 hours is a cool beat as well, actually. That might replace highlights. But fucking feedback, man. Like, I love that Steve Jobs mixed with Steve Austin.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for wrestling references in any kind of music, but there seems to be so many wrestling references in hip hop. Like, there's some weird connection between hip hop and wrestling. I don't know. You want to comment on that?
I think I was just trying to think of what my favorite line is. I think my favorite lines
are the Amber Rose one. 30 hours.
It's either the one on FML that we talked about, like you ain't see nothing crazy than this when the office likes the pro, and it's kind of like the words before that one.
Or the Ray J one.
No, not. It's on that song, but it's not that. What is it? It's Pablo, find a rollie in the wine, hands up. We just doing what the cop. No, my favorite line is, "I've been out of my mind a long time. I've been out of my mind a long time. I'll be saying how I feel at the wrong time." I like that a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot of good lines in this one. Another thing I noticed about this album is I don't really remember him doing a lot of tracks on any of his previous albums.
No.
Like, he's done 11, 12, in that range for most of them. I know he did like 20-something tracks on College Dropout. But a lot of those were skits. Yeah. Not most of it, but there was like 5 or 6 skits on that album. And then there was just like random little excerpts of songs or whatever on that album as well. So actual songs, you probably had about 11 or 12 on that one, which has pretty much been the average. Now, him naming this The Life of Pablo, this sort of being like a recap of his career, and sort of a reflection on his career, as far as the different sounds that he revisited. Do you think this is maybe part 1 of a goodbye?
I don't think it can be, because he said he wants 100 grand.
You also said number 1 rule as a Kanye fan is you believe nothing he says.
Yeah.
Maybe he's expecting to win like 70 Grammys on this album.
I don't think this is going to be his last album, because I think when he goes out, he's going to make a statement. Like, I don't think he has a...
You don't think he made a statement by making it the best album of his career right now?
No, I don't. I honestly, I think...
You don't think he made a statement?
I think Kanye relies on these big moments in his career. He relies on these fucking... He relies on moments, right? This is just another moment. But I think that because he relies on these moments and these parts, these trilogies of events that happens in Kanye's life that everybody has to know about, I think that when he's making his last album, the entire album is going to be about it being his last album.
Now,
make it clear.
Question. Should this be his last album?
No, but I think this one took him 3 years to make. I don't think he should spend any less time on the next one.
I think you should spend like 5 years on the next album. Yeah. And do it as like a part 2, and that's it. Yeah. Because like if he can go out on top, that's the best way to go out.
Yeah, I think he should make another one. Spend more time on it. Maybe don't fucking tease us so much, because we thought this was gonna come out like a year ago. I was expecting this to drop like January 2015. Everybody was, and we got only one instead, and then more than a year later, still no album. And only one wasn't even on this. That was used for his video game trailer, which is awful. But yeah.
Do you think All Day should have been on this album?
I think would have been. I think when he has the physical copies, I think All Day should be remastered and should be a bonus track.
I think so.
Because he even says on 30 Hours that he loved, like, all his favorite albums have had bonus tracks, and mine too. And I think he should definitely. And like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy had a bonus track. Graduation, on some of the editions, he had the bonus track, like Bittersweet Poetry.
Washington Brown had a bonus track.
Yeah, so I think that this definitely needs to have bonus tracks in the physical copy. And I think it should also have a deluxe edition, hopefully with a Vic Mensa verse on Wolves. I think that's what he has to do with deluxe edition.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Vic Mensa for sure.
Yeah.
Back to Kanye presidency though.
Yeah.
Kanye becomes president in 2020. Kim Kardashian becomes First Lady of America.
I don't think Kim Kardashian should be the First Lady of America.
That's what it is. The wife of the president is the First Lady.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, I forgot about that.
The wife of the president must be the first lady.
Okay.
So Kim Kardashian's the first lady. So now the Kardashian name is in the history books when it comes to politics.
I think the Kardashian name is already going to be in the history books.
Well, now it's in the history books as far as politics, American politics. When people open up history books or history textbooks 50 years from now, they'll see that Kanye West was president, and B, they'll see that Kim Kardashian was the first lady. And like Michelle Obama is a great first lady. I don't care what you say about the Obamas, whether you agree with the politics or not. She's been a great first lady. And as far as being a first lady, what it is, you're basically a spokesperson. You're basically a mascot for the country, for your husband, and you do some of the things like little initiatives for kids. Like what she does is she promotes healthy eating and stuff for kids, and she promotes like literacy and all that stuff, and just like doing good in school. And like, can you really see Kim Kardashian doing all that shit?
No, but at the same time, from day one,
like she's wearing waist trainers and shit.
Yeah, but like, I think that a lot of Kanye has probably brushed off onto her, and from day one, back when like Kanye was only just coming into hip hop.
And hold on, she'll be the first lady with a sex tape. Continue.
Wow, what a game changer! From day one, before Kanye, like when Kanye was just making that transition from producer to rapper, and he was like on talk shows and radio shows and shit, like talking about, oh yeah, I produced this and that on Blueprint One. He said even back then that he wants to rap, he wants to produce, he wants to rap and produce, he wants to do fashion, and then after fashion he wants to go into the school system. His mom was an educator, right? He wants to fix the school system. So I think that his entire presidential election is going to be based off of the school system, and I think that when he is president, and I honestly think if he runs he will win, just because even though unless there were really bad people up against him, I lived in the States, I might not even vote for Kanye, because I love the dude, and I think that he's smart as fuck, but he's also crazy as fuck.
He's crazy as fuck, and I wouldn't trust him next to that button.
Yeah.
You know, that doomsday button that fucking lets off 50 nuclear bombs.
What was I saying like 10 seconds ago?
You were talking about school.
Oh yeah, and I think that if he was president, I think that they like both him and Kanye would just be pushing to fix the school system, or at least try to.
Yeah, but I just can't see Kim being involved in that. Like, as far as what he should do with her, I think just keep her away.
Well, you have to think of it like with every family. If one member of a family makes a big decision, the entire family has to go through with it.
That's true.
So I'm sure that she might reshape herself to fit a presidential format more.
She will have to, guaranteed. Yeah. She will have to. Otherwise, she's not getting into office. She can't continue to put out nude photos of herself and break the internet anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
She's gonna have to fucking shape up and wear a fucking power suit all the time, and be diplomatic. Maybe expand her vocabulary a little bit. Maybe use some of her business skill to help America in some way, because she hasn't really helped America in any way. But I don't know, like that would be just so funny to see. Like this bitch had, Kim Kardashian had a sex tape and she was sucking that dick one day, and the next day she's like standing next to the president. Like, isn't that so fucking bizarre? Yeah. Like I can't get that image or that thought out of my head.
Did you watch the sex tape?
Everyone saw that sex tape.
Everybody saw that sex tape. It was
awful though.
Yeah, it was, and it was fucking Ray J making fucking sounds the whole time.
It was just a shitty quality,
shitty camera angle, shitty camera in the first place.
Yeah.
Ray J was making more noises than Kim was. Kim didn't even really seem into it.
Yeah, it was just fucking shitty. Like, it was just bad, and it was them on vacation. It just shouldn't have happened. But she owes her whole career to it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the life of Pablo.
That's the life of Pablo. Do you have anything else to say?
I'd eat that ass.
You'd eat Pablo's ass? You would eat Kanye West's asshole?
No, Kim probably. I mean, if she asked me to. I wouldn't just like, hey, I'm volunteering. Like,
man, I don't know. Like Ray J's been in there. Kanye's been like. There's no way Kanye came up and done a lot of butt stuff.
No way, because like, especially now that we know that Kanye likes his butt tickled a little bit.
Yeah, like there's no.
By the way, do you buy that?
Like
either way you look at it, do you buy it?
I honestly don't know. Here's the thing. It was weird that Amber called Kanye out for that in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because Amber wrote one of Amber Rose's main things is to not slut shame and to not be insecure about your kinks.
Yeah, don't judge people for what they like to do.
Yeah, and so it'd be weird for her to just jump ship and start and
just bury Kanye for liking butt stuff.
Yeah, so I don't think it actually happened.
You don't think it actually happened?
No, cause I think that was just kind of making something up to make a scene, and so then she could back out and be like, no, like obviously didn't actually do that because that's not what I stand for. Like I don't, she made
backed down.
No, but I think if it got big enough, like if that blew up to the point where she had to tell the truth, she would just back out and be like, no, like I stand for being open about your kinks. Why would I make fun of his? I was just making a joke. That type of
But I mean, like, does she really seem like she's the least? I mean, like, does she really seem like she's straightforward all the time? Like, does she really seem like she's always honest? And that she's, like, nobody is.
No.
And nobody is, and everyone resorts to, like, dirty games like that, where, like, you just take a real low blow at somebody, especially, like, an ex that's been taking low blows at you for years and saying that they need to take 30 showers after you because Kim made me. And, like, you know, she doesn't like him. He doesn't like her. He probably likes some butt stuff. I mean, it's not... He wouldn't be the first dude ever to like that shit.
Have you ever had somebody try to put their finger up your butt?
No one's ever tried to do that, unfortunately.
No. Has, like, Sarah ever, like, asked you about it?
No.
You've never even had that talk before?
No. Have you?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that talk.
About you liking...
No, but somebody wanted to, and I was like, no, thank you.
Oh, really? So somebody actually wanted to do that?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think that was a thing that girls would want to do. Like,
apparently the male G-spot's actually in your butthole.
It is, but I mean, that's not the only way to access it. I mean, you clearly can come without doing that.
Yeah, so that was my reasoning behind not wanting a finger at my butt.
It just wouldn't seem practical. It just wouldn't seem like... It seemed like a big job.
Doesn't seem efficient for either of us.
Like, you could just either just go here... Or, like, what? You're going to go through the back door? Like, you're going to go all the way around the house. It's dirty back there. You got to move the bushes aside a little bit.
Yeah.
It's greasy over there.
Yeah. I know somebody that did, like, just plain old butt stuff.
It's a small hole, like...
I know somebody who was doing butt stuff, like regular butt stuff, not even, like, getting a finger in his booty. He was just, like, having anal sex with his girly friend. And she just exploded feces all over his cock. And, and that's how I'm gonna end this. I hope you guys enjoyed this Kanye podcast, Life of Pablo. This has been the Life of Podcasts.
The Life of Podcasts. The Get Much Higher Pablo cast. Peace. Hold it. Smile. Yeah, there was like the one with the... I've seen the one with the page being used as a thumbnail for the album as well. You know, just the page with the track list, the one that he tweeted out. And this one with the orange background and the Life of Pablo written, 50 times on the cover. And he's got the picture of the blonde chick with the big booty. Mm-hmm. And then he's got his family. Yeah. I think maybe it's his parents' wedding or something like that.
Yeah, and it's literally, and like that cover art in its own shows the story of the life of Pablo. It goes from Kanye as a little boy at his parents' wedding to Big Booty Bitches, where he is now. And
that's literally where he is right now.
Yeah.
But I visually, when I look at it, I don't necessarily like the album cover. It's a little off-putting. It's a little like rough to look at. and it's nothing like the album itself. Like, you know, when you look at the album cover for Yeezus, that's exactly what you have on the inside. For me, College Dropout, late Registration, Graduation's album cover, all beautiful. Like, they're all beautifully set, beautifully, like, beautiful pieces of art on their own. And then the albums are like, they go with it. They fit the theme. But this is not like a nice piece of art.
I completely agree with you, but I think this has something to do with what I was talking to you about earlier.
I never listen.
I genuinely think that Kanye is not in a good place right now at all, and I think that
he's confused.
No, like,
he needs Jay-Z to tell him what to do again.
I mean, Jay-Z still tells him what to do, kind of.
I don't think anyone tells Kanye what to do.
I mean, Kanye knew that everybody hated Tidal, but he's releasing his album as a Tidal-only feature for at least a week, and he's made Tidal the #1 app in the world, where previously nobody had it on their phones at all.
He's a part owner of Tidal as well, though.
I mean, yeah, but that still sounds like Jay-Z going, "Hey, Kanye, can you do me a favor?" And Kanye going, "Sure, Jay."
Sure, Jay. That's what he calls him.
Yeah, Kanye, like, okay, the dude is, I'd go as far to say as he's a creative genius. I don't believe everything he says, and when he says, I'm the best, he never actually listened to that, but I would say he's a creative genius. I think that's a lot.
I would agree with you 100%. From the first time I listened to College Dropout back in 2004 or whatever it was, when he was Pink Polo Kanye, I thought he was a genius back then. He was my favorite artist at that time.
But he's always been crazy, which is fine, because he's creative. Very creative people are also pretty crazy.
Not all of them.
Usually, right? Like, that's just, like, that's a common trait, right?
Yeah.
But I think now it's actually, I don't think Kanye's okay with it anymore. Or at least he's okay with it and he's accepted it, but it's affecting him much more negatively about how much of a stan I am. That's his runaway. But no, that actually has nothing to do with Kanye. It's a part of a...
What does it say?
This is what Yeah, but okay, I gotta talk with this actually for a second, because it's a podcast, I'm allowed to. Okay, this is not me and Kanye West. This is throughout all my life, throughout any significant part of my life, I'm gonna get my favorite song at the time tattooed on my life. So I'm like 50, and I've got Alex's greatest hits, and it's like, yes, I got this one when I got accepted to a school, got this one when I graduated to school, got this one when I divorced my first husband, and like all these different things. I'm straight though. I have a girlfriend.
That's why you had to get a divorce, because you were straight.
I was like, fuck.
I always thought because you run away from all your problems.
There's actually also that.
Yeah.
And, But, I was gonna say something. What were we talking about?
We're talking about the life of Pablo.
Oh, yeah.
And how great of an album it was.
I've listened to this 9 times through so far. Got nine listen throughs. And my point of view on this is that it's not I didn't even cover mine. It's not a hip hop album. It is an autobiography of a hip-hop artist, and it's a canvas, and he's taken all of what he's learned and put it into this one piece of work and just told his story. And that's why it's a life of Pablo, whether it be Escobar or Picasso or...
Picasso is what he meant.
I think it was actually a little bit of both.
Really?
Because think about it, he's Escobar to the press, the media. He's Escobar to most people that know about Kanye West fucking hate the dude. Escobar, right? But him in his actuality being a creative fucking genius, Picasso.
Pablo Picasso for sure. Like, I want to say ironically here, but I don't know if it's the right word, but the album cover on this is one thing I wanted to discuss with you, because I know you're a massive Kanye West fanboy. And you like anything.
I'm not a massive fan.
You like anything.
He's my favorite rapper.
You like anything he regurgitates.
Not true.
Everything.
I hated facts.
You love Yeezy Season 1.
I don't love it. I think it was a unique idea.
Anyone who doesn't think it was whack loves it.
I don't love it.
Okay.
I don't even like it that much. I accept it as a piece of art.
Yeah, okay. It is a piece of art. I mean, I accept everything as a piece of art.
You have to respect everything.
Yes, for sure. Everything that takes time and effort, you gotta respect. But the album cover on this one, I mean, he's referencing Pablo Picasso, who I think he's really talking about, is because you made that great point about the different albums the last few albums that he made were based on the different eras of Pablo Picasso's artwork.
We want to talk about that?
We'll touch on that. Let me just get to this album cover though. It's a very peculiar album cover to me.
I had a lot of different alternative ones too. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Get Much Higher Podcasts. Got an actual podcast for you. This does not happen nearly as often as it should. We never do podcasts. This one is actually about hip hop though, and I like this a lot because we've waited 3 fucking years for the life of Pablo. We thought it was gonna be So Help Me God, then we thought it was gonna be switched. Then Waves Now Life of Pablo.
The life of Pablo.
Here.
Yep, it's finally here. We just reviewed it.
We did just review
and it was a great review. You should check that out if you haven't seen that already. But the album itself was amazing.
Oh my gosh!
Like a piece of art that is just so different from anything I've ever seen or heard.
It's gonna cut you off when you put your drink down. Yeah. Don't do it loud. Also, right by the mic, and I didn't think about that. So
shit.
But you were.
Thank you. What I was saying was it's a piece of artwork that is unrivaled. And maybe I'm praising it too much just because it came out like literally a few days ago, and I've heard it maybe like 3 or 4 times now. And I'm really like hyped up about this album and excited about it and like in love with it. I get that, but at the same time, like it's his best piece of work overall.
I think this tops My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and that was my favorite album before now.
Yeah, like that was definitely his best album before this one.
I'm just gonna show this off and show people